guys, and welcome to Rush Racing League Division 2 Belgium. I am your commentator tonight. It's Dito, and I'm joined by Rekus. How are you, mate?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, Tito?
Yeah, mate. Stoked to watch this one. This one's going to be exciting, I think. And yeah, we just had obviously Div 4 with unfortunately a red flag, but still a great race. And some great moves. Masters Zuck taking the win and claiming back-to-back wins. And obviously tonight we would be expecting to see similar competitiveness because the times in Div 4 were extremely close. And yeah, I'm hoping tonight we see a great race, mate. I'm really pumped. Just before we kick it off, obviously want to thank our sponsors, AI369, S Nation, Simlag, Pagni, and everyone. Thank you guys, and we'll kick it off, mate. I think they're just loading into the lobby now, but how are you feeling? Obviously Div 2's delivered some crazy races this season, and just gonna have a look at the standings. Have a look here. Currently it's Yuki Bear in the Haas in P1 with Dale in the McLaren P2 and Inc in the Mercedes in P3. So these guys will be aiming to... What's that?
I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but I know it was kind of a talking point in the last stream that weather might come into play. It's already intermediates weather here in the first qualifying session, and I mean, I know that we had a little bit of rain in Q2 for Division 4, but we didn't even get to that point before we hit rain here in Division 2.
Oh, alright, well I'll jump over to the gameplay. They loaded it in way quicker than I expected, but that's awesome. We'll get into it. Wow. Yeah, mate, you're not wrong. So that's interesting. I wonder if it's going to be a full wet race as well. We saw obviously a little bit of rain, like you said, in Div 4 at the end of Q2, which really upset a few guys and knocked them out early in the session. They weren't expecting it, and they weren't able to set a time. F1 Go, unfortunately, has left the session already.
I'll go and try to get him back in.
So we got heaps of guys coming out, I believe, already. Yuki's left the session.
Oh, that's not great. I can definitely try to get them. I sent F1 a friend request. Don't think he got it. I can get Yuki back though, or at least I should be able to.
Yeah, sorry guys about the stream title. I can't change it on my end, unfortunately. I'm just using the stream key, but hopefully I have asked the right people to get it changed when it can. Sorry about that, guys. But we will just kick off with quali. And hi, Keith, mate. How you going, mate? Kick off with quali and yeah, sorry, I don't want to cut you off there, but yeah, it's interesting here with inter conditions. Sometimes it's best to do a few extra laps. You go out and do a couple extra out laps rather than doing a straight up flyer to get the tyres up, get the feel, because depending, it may not even rain the full session. We don't know, so we'll have to wait and see. This could be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Spa has the longest outlap in the entirety of any of the races that we're going to be visiting, or any of the tracks we should be visiting on the calendar, I should say. It's 7.004 kilometers, very long track. Outlaps here can take quite a few minutes, can take about 2-ish minutes, and with rain it's going to be even a bit more, just because the intermediates are a bit pickier when it comes to like their operating window, and also the track is a little bit slippery. Earlier I saw Watanabe in the Aston Martin actually get a little sideways there on the start of his outlap, but luckily it's just the outlap, and I mean, timing is going to be so key in this race here today, and even in qualifying, honestly, because I mean, we saw that the toe did kind of help in Division 4, although it didn't prevent Samuel Sniper from topping the timetable for a short while before Pep ended up getting pole position. But we can see that the toe is very strong here, especially after turn 6 and then the straight shortly after A Rouge, which is the second last DRS zone on this track. So, I mean, getting a toe from your teammate is going to help, but I think this rain is really going to play a factor like it did in Division 4 earlier on tonight.
Yeah, well, I've actually just found out from, let's just say, an inside source that it's rain across all sessions. So that could be music to some people's ears or the worst thing ever to some others. Some guys absolutely love it, some don't. So it could shake up the field here, but we are riding on board with Aiden, who's riding in the Alpine, and he will be one of the first to set a lap. So we'll start to see what pace it is in this wet weather conditions. We didn't really get to see much wet weather racing in Div 4. It rained, but no one really did much in it. So this will be interesting. It will be a long one.
Yeah, indeed. Spa is kind of known for its like inclement weather in the real world and also in game. Sometimes like you'll have exactly what we had in qualifying for Division 4, right? You'll have like sunshine, rain, sunshine again. It's basically like Florida in the middle of June. Just inconsistent weather, bipolar weather that can just change at the drop of a hat. And I mean, from your inside source, we are going to get rain the entire time. But the question is, what is the severity of the rain? Because I mean, you can have like what we have currently, the intermediate level rain, or we can have an absolute downpour and force the drivers onto those unfortunately subpar wet tires that we have seen in this game. So yeah, rain's gonna really play a factor. Yeah, I mean, there's some drivers, like you mentioned, that absolutely love the rain. They are rain merchants. I'm even seeing in Twitch chat that Yuki is a rain meister. And yes, I did see that Yuki did rejoin the session.
Yeah, Yuki's.
I saw the pop up earlier.
Yuki should be back in. He should be. He did join back. I haven't heard anything else, so hopefully. And I believe F1 goes back in as well. I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Oh no. Yeah. Wait and see. But Spike's also on a lap. It's hard to keep up with everyone on a flyer at the moment. There's a lot of people on laps, but pace looks like it's around the 53s at the moment. JDI now fastest with a 53.7. Dale goes second fastest now. A few tenths off him with a 53.9. So, well, interesting if these guys do consecutive laps. I know from personal experience I've done like, you know, a flyer with ERS off and then you do another one with it on. Although these guys might do the same just to get the tyres up to the proper temp. But it's not looking like it's heavy rain, mate. It looks like it's steady at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking like it's probably going to be inters, at least for the remainder of this qualifying session and maybe even the rest of qualifying entirely. But you know, sometimes the game is throw a curveball and then it's suddenly torrential downpour when the actual race starts. So I mean, it's possible that we can see this, you know, light bit of rain where it's perfect for intermediates, but we may go to wets. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you were to ask the drivers which tire they prefer to stay on, I'm pretty sure they would all say the intermediates. Now, the intermediates are a picky tire because they have such a slim operating window. Like, you have that very minuscule gap of where it's like optimal tire temperature, and then too much later after that, the tire gets a little too dry, then it just gets absolutely cooked, and then you're gonna have as much grip as, you know, a cheetah on an ice rink. So we'll just have to see how it goes here, but I think it is a safe bet to say that it's gonna be an Inter's qualifying session.
Yeah, I absolutely do agree, mate. I think it's gonna be safely raining for a while. Dragon on a flyer now in the Merc, trying to carry on Merc's dominance. I mean, it's just been insane that the first few rounds. I'm pretty sure it might be one of the most amount of points in the rounds we've had ever. So Merc have really delivered in the opening part of the season, and they'll be trying to do that again tonight. Dragon getting a little bit squirmy like everyone else through that middle sector. F1 Go has joined, so that's good. Hopefully he can get in and do a lap. Dragon's still got plenty of battery.
I just sent another invite. Oh, we have Samuel up to session 2. I'll try to get him back in as well.
Very unfortunate. Hopefully these guys can get back in and have no issues. 9 minutes remaining, so they've got a bit of time still. Dragon rounding up this lap. Gets on the power nice and early. Doesn't really kick it out, which is good. Yeah, we'll just put him P4. Solid result for the Mercs. P4, P6 currently. Still a lot of guys on laps though. just cruising around out there, so it's going to be really hard to find out who's sort of doing it. There goes Aiden's 52.9. Aiden is Aiden. Sorry guys, that's his username in Discord. JDI chucked on the soft. Surely he's not. Wait, is it dry? It looks like it stopped raining. Who just left? Sorry, I missed that. Is Rekus in? I think Rekus just left. Awesome. Well, that's exactly what we need. Let me know, mate, when you load back in, and I'll get you an invite. Who else needs an invite? Is that it at the moment, or? I'm not sure. I can't. I have to just continue until someone else tells me what we're gonna do here. But One Truth currently on a lap. Looks like the rain's definitely stopped. So all these guys will be able to maybe do a soft run towards the end. And that big snap. But the track will dry rapidly if the rain has stopped, which I definitely think it has. I can't see it anymore. And yeah, these boys will just be chilling in the pits now and get off the inters. See a few guys coming out. Hato's actually coming out on softs already, so he's confident enough that it's dry. DRS hasn't been enabled. And he's set a faster sector, so these times are going to tumble now due to the track drying up. I'm not sure who just jumped in the comms box there.
That would be me. I don't know why my whole computer decided to randomly shut off, but it just said, alright, it gave up.
So you ready for an invite, or?
I'm still loading into the
Yeah,
game, but
no
I
worries.
figured I'd get in Discord before, F124 decides to crash again.
Awesome. One Truth doesn't decide to round off that lap. He probably is ready to go on the softs. I think most of these guys on the inters will probably jump in the pits now and get off the inter tyres. Hato will be the first to set a time on the soft time, and I will probably go straight to P1 if it's fast enough, especially if DRS gets enabled. Trying to just make sure we're not red flagging this or whatever, so we can continue. Doesn't look like it. Everything seems to be okay. I'll try and get Rekus in once he's ready, and we'll continue. But Hato will start his lap. No, he dives in the pits as well. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm loading in, so I'm just gonna get through this connecting to servers stuff. You can go ahead and send me the invite.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll try and see if I can do that quickly. Oh, God, this game sometimes.
Yeah, I think, Tudor just said it absolutely perfectly that EA is on one tonight. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of tech problems in Div 4, and unfortunately Div 2 isn't safe from that curse of just unfortunate tech problems throughout the divisions.
Yeah.
Usually if one has problems, the other one usually gets away scot-free, but I guess that's not going to be the case tonight.
You're not even on my thing at the moment. My EA is the same as my Discord if you want to try and add me, but or someone else could get you in. I'm trying to find it. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to sort this out. The F1 Go-Go is fastest, 50.3. So this track's definitely ready for softs, but these boys are still setting. Runs.
Oh, apparently I didn't even have you added, so that's my fault. That would explain why I didn't have you, or I wasn't appearing online because I didn't have you added. So I
Yeah.
just sent you a request.
No worries, I've just added you.
Alright, we'll get this sorted soon, guys. We really do appreciate your patience.
Lucky it's only Q1.
Alright, beautiful.
Right, back to it.
Alright,
Oh,
let's try this again.
God, EA loves it. EA really loves it.
Yeah, EA decided to be a prankster tonight.
So who? Hato was on a lap. What's just happened? I've just lost audio. There we go, it's back. God, this game scares me. F1 goes fastest currently, but that time will change. Everyone will be coming out now on the softs towards the end. 3 minutes. It's going to be a massive onslaught of people coming out on track to set a time. Lamb, Sam, One Truth all haven't set times. So these boys will have only one chance to do it.
Yeah, they picked a good time to do it because now that the track's been pretty rubbered in, but they gotta go pretty much now because the outlap does take quite a while on this track. It's easily around 2 minutes or a outlap here around Spa. I mean, 7 kilometers. It's not exactly the quick little morning first block that you may take in the morning, but it's a long track, the longest in the Formula One calendar. So you gotta really make your outlap now. It's pretty much now or never for your outlap, or else you might just be a bit too late to actually get your lap started. Especially if you encounter traffic or even make a mistake somewhere. So it's pretty much do or die now for these drivers who have yet to set a time.
Yeah, they'll be under pressure now to set one more time, and the race will continue at this stage, everyone. So we'll just continue on with this until we have any other issues. But look at everyone coming out the pits now.
Oh, Lamb just got booted as well.
Lamb always gets kicked in every Q1 session, but that means he won't get out of the pits. So that's probably.
Just send him an invite. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back in.
Yeah, he won't
right
be able
now,
to get out.
Yeah. Hato is currently the one who is currently on a fast lap here at the moment. He's only got sector 3 to navigate, so I mean it's a pretty easy set of corners here. The only really tricky corner on this track, at least in this last sector, is the world famous bus stop chicane. He does have 2 Aston Martins in front of him. Hopefully they won't impede the Haas machine. Doesn't look like they will, just because that's the bus stop chicane is really hard to impede on. He may even get a little bit of a tow from these Aston Martins, and that time is good enough for P6, just right behind the 2 Aston Martins. And I mean, they're definitely working together to try to get a good tow off of each other, which may be a little dicey coming through the Aries, but we'll just have to go ahead and see if there's going to be any contact between them. I think they left a good enough of a gap, so it's pretty much going to be the last lap for a majority of these drivers right now. If you're in the pit, then unfortunately you're just going to have to start from the back. You'll be out in Q1, but so far it looks like a majority of the field is going to go and try to set improvement. These times will drastically fall, especially now that it's soft tire territory.
Yeah, at this stage no one's safe. Unfortunately, I don't think Sam, Lamb or One Truth might be able to get a lap in, but everyone else that can't get a lap, they're done. And we'll have to try and get an invite to Lamb if possible, mate. There he goes, he's in, but
He just joined back in.
yeah, that's unfortunate for them. They'll be frustrated with that. DRS is enabled, so that's huge for the guys that have just started their lap. The 2 McLarens missed the first DRS zone. So did, I think, the Williams of maybe shift. Oh, the Astons hit the wall.
I just got booted by, and it said, it said there's not enough remaining people in the session to continue on, so it just dropped me from the session.
Are you in the lobby still? Or?
It says it shows I'm in a lobby by myself.
Alright, just quit to the main menu and I'll see if I can get you back in. Yeah, we're gonna red flag this after Q1, but I can't. It's not. It's Yuki now goes fastest. The two houses are currently on the front row of the grid.
Yeah, I'm seeing a suggestion from Plugger saying that maybe short quality, so it's the singular qualifying session. Give everybody a chance to kind of go back out.
Yeah. It's honestly, yeah. It's just we'll have to make a call. I'm not the guy to make the call at the moment. Do we go? It's like we've lost 5 people at this stage, so we'll have to make a decision.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think especially because there's quite a few drivers that didn't even have the possibility of setting a time.
It's red flag.
Because of the disconnects, I think
I'm calling it. It's red flag. We'll do a short quali as per the rules, everyone. So just bear with us. We'll get this back on the road as quick as possible. Hello, guys, and welcome back. Sorry again, we had a red flag during qualifying, which is never fun.
Um, Dino, I think your mic like dropped a lot. I don't know if you disconnected or what happened, but yep. All right, so it's not me. I was actually a bit worried there that I was unfortunately the one that got dropped. Hopefully we'll get Dino back here soon. Uh, don't jinx it, plugger. But anyways, all right. So until my host gets back, um, I'll go ahead and drop some track history for y'all. And while we wait for these drivers to also get back out on track, so the original version of this track, which was constructed in 1921. Oh, there he is. I think he's back.
Yo,
Smart.
can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Jeez. Hopefully that's sorted.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you on my end. We'll get confirmation that we can hear you on the stream.
Hopefully everyone can hear me, but yeah.
Yep.
Back to
I'll
it.
just watch the stream back a little bit. And
Yeah, see.
you are here, so beautiful.
Cool.
All right.
Back to it.
All right. I'll jump my quick little bit of track history, then we'll get back to the on-track action. So the original layout of this track was actually significantly different. It was actually a lot more like the Nordschleife track, 14.982 kilometers and 9.3 miles around, which is a bit shorter than what we're using today, which is the 4.3 or 7.004 kilometer long circuit. But just to kind of give a quick update on like some of the changes that happened because of the red flag. Because of the rules, it is now a short quali, so like kind of what we had in prior seasons, to where it is you're basically gonna get one singular qualifying session that decides all the grid spots compared to the three-stage full qualifying that we're used to. So, any predictions, Tito, for who's gonna get pole position?
Oh, mate, it's like shooting a barrel full of fish, mate. Like, you could really pick any of these names. Like, JDI is super quick, Dale's been super quick. Spry, F1 Go can be super quick as well. Spry is definitely one to watch in my opinion. Limitless Draco is another one to watch. I mean, mate, any of these guys, Oscar. So it should be a really good one to watch, as F1 Go will be the first to start a fly lap. And I'll let you kick us off with our first fly lap of hopefully the last quali session we have to do for tonight. Yeah, did I drop out again? Yeah. Second comms has, that's awesome. Anyway, I'll take us off with F1 Go. His flyer uses a little bit of battery, down to about 58% DRS on. This is a really hard corner to get right. Really want to hits the pit board, the board on the side of the track there. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but doesn't ride the curve, which is good. This is a solid lap so far. A little bit of a lock up, but looking like it could be a solid first sector. We'll start the second sector now. It'll be interesting to see what gear he takes through this fast left-hander, and does he take it flat? We saw it a bit in Div 4. Most of these guys will definitely be taking that corner flat. It's dry conditions now, so the setups will be interesting. Sam has retired. I think he has a quali ban. Bear with us, guys. We will hopefully get our second comms in. Can everyone hear me okay? Is that all good though? As F1 Go obviously sets the fastest second sector, and he will be out of fuel on his in lap, no problem. But I'm interested to see what the pole time is tonight, in my opinion, because this track, we saw it last night in Div 1 a bit, some pretty rapid times, to be fair. Some 41s, and wow, there we go, 41.9 off the bat for a banker for F1 Go. That is absolutely rapid. Absolutely rapid from the Red Bull. Very impressive banker lap, I must say, for him. We'll have to move on to the next one. It looks like one of Nabi's getting a nice little tow from his teammate. I think he will actually probably jump a fair way up here. I don't know if it's a 41 though, but we'll see. He kicks on the DRS, uses the rest of his battery. This guy's saving all the battery. Goes P3, 42.6. Solid banker for Watanabe. As we see here, who else is on a flyer? Pretty much everyone's on a flyer. JDI has just started his lap. We'll see if there's anyone closer to finishing. So a Ferrari maybe of Spikes might be on a lap. See if he burns the rest of his battery here. He might go again. But he's got a lot of battery. I'd say he'll start his lap. Yuki Bear has gone fastest in the first sector. Just trying to read the comments. Yuki Bear gets it nice and tight, like almost jumps the curb there. And we saw in Div 4 just before this race how lethal those curbs were. How many times they just threw drivers into the wall. And it's really pick and choosy of which curb here actually you can actually like cut. Most of these will just send you straight into the wall, but just wait and see what Yuki's time can deliver. He's going to get a nice tow in front of him here. It looks like his teammate Hado's waiting above, and also a Merc have to get out of the way there. He does a nice job, but Yuki will get a really nice tow from his TP, and Hado just dives out of the way, goes a bit of lawn mowing.
Yeah, the curbs on this track are pretty notorious. They're pretty deadly too. If you hit them just the wrong way, it can just cause chaos. So.
Do you need an invite, mate?
Curbs. Loading back into the game. Hopefully my computer doesn't decide to randomly shut off for the third time in a row.
No worries. We'll see. Just let me know. The times are starting to roll in now. We've got two 141s. Super close together, JDI and F1 Go. And JDI, I believe, raced last night, so he'll have some experience under his belt for this race. Dale Beveridge last year's runner-up in the championship. Had a massive battle with Kelke. He's used all his deploy really early in this lap, so that will hurt him, as we saw in Div 4. See what the McLaren can do over the line. Comes through the big snap out of there. Lose a fair bit of time in that last sector, unfortunately. This should get him obviously a time on the board, P9, 43.2. He'll definitely go again, obviously, but yeah, not the time he would hope for. Spry Naples looks like he's coming into the pits. Dale's in the pits. MJ Roller will be coming back to the pits by the looks of it. Everyone seems to be just going back. We've got some flyers down the back by the looks of it. One Truth in the Alpine. Background check, mate. I don't really know F1 Go personally. I know he's a reserve and he's rapid. Did well in the reserve program. Has been reserved up a bit. But yeah, I don't actually know him well. Let's just see if I can find out anything.
Always do. You can always take that background check and literally and just look behind him. Go on his POV, just look behind.
Yeah.
And also, you can send an invite whenever nothing on track is happening, which is pretty difficult because I know Div 2 is very explosive.
Yeah, I'll just wait for One Truth to finish his lap and then I'll get you in.
All good.
The One Truth has been quick this season. See what he can piece together here. He's gone fastest in that middle sector. So this could be a really good time for him. But we've seen multiple times this season that they've lost time in that last sector. In Div 4 and Div 1 last night. The amount of time people are losing in that last sector is massive. So I think that's more of a setup thing. But let's just see what One Truth can piece together here. Comes across the line. And he will set a 142.3, putting him P4 behind the Williams of Shifty. I'll get you in now. See if this allows me to invite you. There you go.
There we go. Alright.
Aiden is Raiden also on a lap. Was quick in that earlier session, obviously before the red flag. In the rain though, I must say. Comes around the second sector. Already got flow fuel. Goes fastest, but then almost immediately someone else has gone faster behind him. Aiden is Raiden now. Has about 33%. He'll probably burn that. Getting closer to this end straight. Crucial to try and keep as much battery so you don't run out. And he'll burn the rest of it now. A little bit deep under brakes there, but this should get him somewhere, I reckon, around P6. No, P13, so he lost some time in that last sector. So XD Lamb goes P2 with a 41.9. So these times up the top are super close. From P1 to P6, actually P1 to P10. And she could go further than that. You could go P1 to P16. Everyone is super close.
Yeah, we see it quite a bit in these qualifying sessions where, especially towards the last few minutes, the order gets extremely jumbled up. You have somebody who's sitting like, let's use Spike as an example, the driver currently at the bottom of the active drivers right now. He could just, in like the last 2 minutes, he can take himself and rocket himself up to like the top 3. That's just because the track evolution is going to be there. The track's going to get more rubbered in, and these lap times are going to fall really quickly. So, I mean, yeah, anything can happen, and it's not over till it's over.
And yeah, and it's just to show Div 2, it's very impressive, obviously. Setting a 41.9 on your banker lap in Div 2 is very good, and these guys, look how close the grid is. This is going to be a stellar race if they are that close. And you can't pick pole at this point. I mean, these guys are barely a tenth apart, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. But Limitless Draco rounding up his lap. Actually, I think he might be diving into the pits. He's got a lot of battery left, but just let us know, guys, if you want us to ride up on board with anyone in particular. Watanabe has gone fastest in that first sector. Starts the second sector. Got his teammate in front of him, which will be crucial if he can get a tow through here.
Oh yeah, indeed. I mean, that's one thing that is pretty beneficial on some tracks, this track included, although granted not like Monza or Las Vegas, but getting a tow is always going to help your teammate out quite significantly, and these Aston Martins have been excellent in that regard, so that's why these Aston Martins have always been towards the sharper end of qualifying as long as they can get that tow together. And I mean, they're so good with it too. I know this just sounds like, fan hour for Aston Martin, but it's hard to ignore that, when this team starts working together, absolute magic happens. And that's not just in Div 2, that's in every single division. This Aston Martin team prioritizes teamwork, and it really pays off, especially in qualifying. Because they get those tows, and they just make it work, and they just make themselves through the top, and like that. P1 and P4 right off the rip.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Awesome teamwork there from the Astons, and they've really shown up tonight. They'll have to rush back to the pits though, because I don't think they'll be able to go again.
If they do, it's going to be extremely fine margins getting back into this thing. But I think right now with the times they have, they're going to be in a pretty good spot. But all it takes is for, that one really quick lap at the peak of track evolution to go ahead and just like we mentioned earlier, just rocket up to the very top and get pole position. We've seen it happen before. We actually saw it happen in Div 4 earlier on tonight. That same kind of thing happened, even though I think it was the McLarens, they got a pretty good toe, but then they just got demoted because of that track evolution just benefited the cars behind them a lot more than it benefited the McLarens.
Yeah, Dale running out of battery again in that last sector, and he only goes up to P14 with 42.6, and that just shows how close everyone is. Like, he's not even that far off. A couple more tenths and he'd be up in the P6 somewhere, but yeah, he just struggling with that battery management on his flyers. MJ Roller, his teammate, looks to be also on a lap. No lock up there, a little bit of a smoke, but nothing serious. That corner is incredibly easy to lock up on, as we've seen over the weekend, especially if you're running no ABS. It'll be interesting to see. You'll most likely take it flat here. No issues there. It looks a bit overcast, so the track won't be optimal, but these guys still putting some absolute solid times in, and it's about to get even more heated because everyone's going to dive out of the pits, and I don't think the Astons are going to get... They're going to go around again, I think. No, they're in the pits. They won't be able to, so they're going to be sitting and they're watching all these guys see if they can improve, but they have some solid times to beat. Like, JDI has a really good time, but look how close the top three are.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had to go like pretty much right at the 2:30 mark to actually, get a lap going, because it does take about 2 minutes to get an outlap done on this track. Other tracks they could get away with it, but just not Spa. Spa's just too long of a track. I mean, 7 kilometers. It's tough to get around 7 kilometers in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Let alone get to a point where you can start another flying lap within that said 2 minutes. So yeah, I think I agree with what you said. Aston Martin is basically now just sitting back, holding their theoretical bag of popcorn and just watching everybody else go through.
Yeah, it looks like the Williams will be the first to start their last lap, so we're right on board with Lamb, who's currently P3, with a teammate behind him. Looks like he might be giving him a tow. Be interesting to see what these boys can piece together here, but everyone behind also starting their lap, so we'll be just riding on board with everyone as they set their last laps. 1 minute 30 remaining in this quali session, and it's about to get extremely interesting because these times are rapid and super close. Anyway, Lamb starts his lap, and I'll let you take us on board with him, mate, just so that, because I am his TP, so...
Alright, famous last words before my system crashes again, but anyways, he gets through turn 1 very good. That is a very tricky corner to navigate. Sometimes you can just take it so slightly too shy and go ahead and get into the lap. He's going through Rouge now. The Rouge is one of the most famous corners in motorsports. Handles it to absolute perfection. Going through turn 6 now. Coming up to one of the 2 bus stop chicanes, which is, they can be tricky sometimes. It looks like we may have seen a little bit of a brake lock up there from XP Lamb, but he makes it through pretty good. He is one of the chicanes that you can easily validate on. He locks up the front right brake once again, going into the corner now, and he begins sector 2. And now sector 2 is probably one of the trickiest sections of this track. It's very easy to carry too much momentum into these corners and go ahead and just invalidate a lap, which right now, I mean, with how much time is left on the clock or the lack thereof, the Williams do not want to do that. Soon comes to sector 3. Sector 3 is probably the easiest sector of the course. The only real tricky corner. Oh, he's riding the limit. He is currently a 10th on his previous time through sector 2. I wonder if that's going to be enough to go ahead and get pole position. As it sits right now, it would be. He would be in a good enough spot to jump both F1 Go and JDI. He's down to the last few corners. He just has the bus stop chicane to navigate. He's got to be perfect. It looks like it is perfect. He's going to come across the line. We'll see if it's good enough for pole position. And it's not. He must have just lost a bit, but his teammate will get a single thousandth ahead of F1 Go. And Yuki Bear.
Oh, wow.
We haven't really talked about it long. That's a 1 minute 41.8 before he got the toe from. Actually, he found his teammate across the line with the toe, but Hato just not getting the same time that his teammate did.
No, and these times are just going to go rapid now. Aiden is rating 4 tenths up on his time, so this will be a massive improvement for him. but all the guys behind him still yet to do. And look how close everyone is, getting massive toes from heaps of guys in front. It'll just be interested to see how this grid stacks up here. It's all about timing. It's with Matif, also P6. He's just finished. He's reserving up tonight. Solid effort from him. Aiden Israel crosses the line. He goes P10. The next driver will be a Merc. I think that's Piastri. No, that's Dragon. Dragon's finished. MJ Roller will cross the line. There's also a Ferrari, Red Bull. They're all improving. Limitless Draco goes P2. Piastri go. Whoa!
Well, where did that come
Whoa!
from?
Whoa! That's an absolute amazing time.
Oh, that's a good pole position there. Dude, Oscar Piastri goes. His character is shushing the haters right now. So just making a quick rundown for your starting grid. You have Piastri making a very stellar time to the pole position, followed by F1 Go, the One Truth, Yuki Bear, Limitless Draco, JDI, Shifty Wizard, XD with Matif, Balloon Jones, or Jonas, Watanabe, MJ Rollins, Brian Naples, Aiden Redding, Payne, Dragon, Dale, Spikes, and Sam, who have deserved a qualifying ban to start the grid in P19. Yeah, I mean, we knew times were going to be rapid, and the times were definitely going to degrade and get quicker as the qualifying session wound down. But man, that was a really rapid time there for the Mercedes. I know the team principal and also just everybody at Mercedes will be happy with that one.
Oh, mate, absolutely. They'll be absolutely stoked with that. And he has a great position now to bring home some points for Mercedes, who have no stranger to collecting points at this point. But this is going to be an awesome race. With this grid, you could not separate them at the moment. So, yeah, I'll let you take us away, mate, because I think Turn 1's going to be very exciting.
Indeed. We're just going to go wait for the players to go ahead and get their setups ready. Just make sure that everything is good to go. They got their strategies in order. Just go ahead and make sure everything is going to be absolutely perfect, because Spa is a very tricky track and strategy can really play a factor here. We got a little over 20 laps here, which may seem like a few, but I mean, it's a 7-kilometer track, so I mean, it's the longest track that we have here in Formula 1. But yeah, like Dino said, it's going to be a very excellent race. Lots of good overtaking spots. I can definitely foresee some dives going into turn 1. And I mean, like Dino also said, turn 1 is going to be very chaotic. But right now we have those 5 red lights ready to go out.
Yeah, mate, I'm just trying to see at the back here because we've got a lot of people side by side. Everyone's facing the right direction and no problems at the stage, but everyone's trying to make up these positions, and we got yellows. Just as I said that, the Alpine's just gone sideways into the gravel. Side by side through there is never going to work.
Oh, it looks like we had a bit of a moment there between Spikes and Sam as well.
We're just trying to sort out some audio to it. I'm not sure if they can hear you, mate, at this stage. Thanks, Chevy, mate.
I don't know. I mean, my mic is
Appreciate that. Anyway, we'll go back to it. F1 Go struggling to keep that gap to Oscar. He's really pushing away on that soft tyre. 1.3 second gap now. And Yuki Bear really looking like he wants to get past. Different strategy throughout, medium and soft, but soft seems to be the preferred option, and Yuki Bear's already going for it, almost pushing him, and then the Alpine goes side by side, and we got yellows already. I'm not sure what's happened there. Someone's gone around. It looks like possibly a Red Bull. No?
Yeah, that's V-Carb.
V-Carb.
See if there's any incidents. Nope, nothing specifically involving that one, at least not that corner.
Oh, Limitless Draco, Yuki going side by side into turn 1. No problems there, bit of wheel tapping, but these guys are really pushing in the early starts of this race. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure if that's better, mate. I'm not sure if you guys can hear him better. I can't do much about it. I can try and move it up on my end, but I'll just have to lose the stream for a sec. But we've got 3 wide here for P2, but this is just allowing Oscar to run away with this. 2 seconds now. The gap.
I can try to turn something up on my end, so don't worry about it for right now.
Fastest first. Yep, no worries. Got 2, so big lock up there from Yuki. But the rep, getting squeezed, and he's actually made contact. No position loss. F1 Go loses to Yuki, but doesn't fall back. Can you hear me at all, or what's the go?
I mean, I can hear you just fine. I think they're having an issue hearing me.
Okay. Maybe you just talk for a bit, and I'll try and figure it out, because I don't know what...
Alright, so let's go ahead and see, on track now, we're going to go back and just take a look at some of the action here. I mean, so far the gaps have been pretty close. It looks like F1 is going to go and try to get, and we move on to Yuki right now. Right now, I mean, we know Yuki is the championship leader, but trying to go too wide to the bus stop chicane is usually a recipe for disaster. But F1 Go seemingly has the move done. It is going for potentially the other Red Bull to try to get a move done, and they're going side by side. But the One Truth is going to go ahead and try to make up more than just the one position. But I mean, despite the fact that F1 Go does have the inside. Oh, sorry, it's actually you they can't hear.
Yeah, they can hear you now, mate. Just so maybe turn your mic down a little bit. I turned yours right up.
Yeah, okay, so that was
Yeah, you get what you get. That's what you get. Anyway, back to the action, because this is just insane. These cars are so close together here, and this is heating up. Yuki is really putting it all on the table with F1 Go, and F1 Go's not giving up. He does not want to give this P2 up. He is on the slower tyre. One Truth hanging in there as well on the mediums. F1 Go though, really just allowing Oscar Piastri, these guys all just allowing him to run away with this. So this could be interesting here for Oscar, because all he needs to do now is just maintain his tyres. There's an Aston wide there trying to get past the Williams. And yeah, this is heating up, Wreckers.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, there's so many cars that are like so close to each other right now. I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, Oscar Piastri is basically saying like, okay, you guys can go ahead and just fight. Just go ahead and just, you know, do what you're going to do. I'm going to go fire off into the distance and try to get another win for Mercedes. But, I mean, this battle right here, I mean, so all these cars are easily within like a second. You could probably encapsulate all of these cars within maybe 1 to 2 seconds, possibly, between, Sem, or actually speaking of Sem, he got a penalty for corner cutting. So not going super great, but we're seeing some cars already fire off into the pits. We're seeing Draco, we're seeing Aiden, and yeah, I think some of them just deciding to take the early pit stop. So if you think, oh, Aiden's actually out of the session.
That's a safety
car.
So
that is a safety car.
Very interesting. There we go. I've tried fixing it again. Plug guys, let me know if that's better on Rekkers' end.
Yeah, it's
just one of those things. It's very hard to get right. Every mic's different.
Yeah, but I mean, we got a safety car, so we got time to play with it now.
But Oscar, now that gap, 6 seconds now it will just come tumbling down, and will mean that advantage will just fall. So what did it go? Well, I read say all the guys on the soft tyres will probably pit and get off those tyres, but the medium guys, we saw in Div 4 this exact situation happen, and they didn't know. We didn't know if they sorry mate, could you just continue on? I just got to sort something out quickly.
Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and point out some stuff. But one of those runners that is going to have to pit is Sem. Sem has massive damage. He's his front wing is non-existent. Yeah, so I mean, it's already not been a super great weekend for Sem. I mean, quality ban obviously isn't going to do you many favors. but then also just losing your front wing and you're already at the back of the pack to begin with. It's not going to be super great. The liking cars are an issue. Hopefully that's a issue that sorts itself out. Hopefully it doesn't happen too long, and hopefully we don't get a situation like we had in Bahrain last time where XD Lamb's car just decided to park itself in one of the corners, even though it was non-physical. But yeah, I think we are seeing a lot of those soft runners go ahead and make their pit stop now, as it seems. So yeah, I think the medium tire. We know the medium tire is easily like the best slick in the entire game for most situations. So we know the mediums can be very strong on most tracks, and actually Hato has left the session. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get him back in. But yeah, I think you may be able to go around half distance without having to pit again without having to pit if you didn't pit in the first stop. But I do think that it's gonna be really tricky just to kind of manage those tires, especially when so many cars behind you are just on that fresher rubber. So we'll just have to see how the rest of this race goes, but still a safety car for now. Yeah, actually, I do see a particularly laggy Ferrari behind swerving on the straights. That would be Maloom. Yeah, that car is not exactly having the best of times at the moment. There is Hato. Hato has just been sent an invite. So yeah, hopefully the connectivity does settle down a bit. Not great, and it really kind of hampers the confidence of some of these drivers. If you're trying to make an overtake and it kind of jitters a bit, the car in front of you, not super great. But yeah, I think F1 Go and a few of these other cars did benefit from that pit stop. But I mean, it's just going to be if they can keep it, if they can just keep that advantage going up. Yeah, we see it. Two-door, we do see that Maloom is I think a little bit of connectivity issues. Hopefully that doesn't cause too many problems. Yeah, it's pretty evident, unfortunately. With the Mac's Wi-Fi, yep. Oh, all right, so interesting. We'll see how the stewards are gonna have to handle that one. But yeah, safety car is still gonna go around for probably at least maybe 1 or 2 more laps. We'll still have some very good racing coming up here, so just stay tuned, stick around, go ahead and drop a follow if you haven't already. And Hato has actually left the session once again. We do hear from Plugger that connection has been noted.
Yeah.
For Maloom, and yeah, it's not been friendly with us today, has it?
We're trying, guys. It's one of those things. Unfortunately, tonight has just been ripped with curse of connection issues. Hopefully we're all sorted a little bit now towards the end of this race, but
yeah, Div 4 was also pretty rife with a few problems, so yeah. Oh, that might have been a problem right there between Lamb and F1 Go. It looked like Lamb kind of gave him a little late day Valentine's Day smooch onto the back of that Red Bull. It did look like he had a weird little stutter going into turn 1, so hopefully this server isn't cooked. As we see, F1 Go cooking his tires a little bit as he breaks late through A Rouge, trying to make an overtake on the safety car, which is deemed uber illegal. Also, we're seeing reports that F1 Go is brake checking, so that will be likely investigated by the stewards if they deem it fit. I'm sure we'll get an update from them eventually. But yeah, I think safety car will probably be in this lap, hopefully. So we'll be back underway because we know Spa does deliver exceptional racing, but also it delivers safety cars. And today also disconnects, which is quite unfortunate. Just the One Truth has disconnected. Just went ahead and sent an invite.
I think Hato
I'll try to
just
grab
joined
Hato in again.
I think Hato's just joined, but One Truth has left.
Alright, so alright, so we do appreciate your guys' patience with us. It's been It's been unfortunately tech problem ridden night, but we do appreciate you guys sticking around, still engaging with us in chat, and just hopefully you guys are still having a good time. We're still having a good time here in the comms box, despite the issues we have ran into with disconnects, game crashes, red flags, volume shenanigans. The One Truth got back at the perfect time as we are about to go green. The safety car will be in this lap. So we'll be back under green flag conditions. F1 Go is going to go ahead and lead us back to lights, and Spike is also disconnected. That's an unfortunate one. Go ahead and try to get him back. Send him an invite just now. But yeah, this has been a fun night here, but we're gonna go and do our best, and we appreciate you guys once again for sticking around. It's been a tricky night, but we really do appreciate you guys toughing it out with us. We're still gonna have some really good racing here. Once that safety car comes in, F1 Go is gonna go ahead and lead us into the green flag. And yeah, all he's got to do, he'll be leading the pack, so they'll go when he goes. So ideally for F1 Go, he's gonna have to go ahead and just make an excellent getaway from the after the bus stop chicane. It's going to be an absolutely amazing moment for him if he can get it right. But XD Lamb is going to be hot on his tail. He is going to be right up his gearbox. He is going to be like a scent hound tracking that car. And oh, he's slowing that pack way down, bunching them up. It's green flag conditions, so they can go whenever, and it is go time. I'll let you take the start away.
Into turn one, no, all the McLaren and Mercedes going side by side, no contact there, bit of a lock up. The Williams and Red Bull, also a Ferrari and Alpine going side by side, some massive moves off that restart as expected. So we'll go again, and hopefully these AI that everyone's got back in, and no issues, but back aboard, there is moves going on everywhere, mate, and it looks like Oscar is going to try and line up these two in front because Lamb and F1 Go are battling it out for the lead, yet to pit. So this could be really interesting. Obviously the safety car's not there. Lamb gets squeezed, but the Mercedes is going to try and make up a move here. This is massive because the Mercedes has the tyre advantage at the moment. Goes down.
Oh, he's going to make a good send.
Oh, wow. What a move. Oscar Piastri Go. Just absolutely just, I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that. And now F1 Go and Lamb going side by side, and that results in Lamb going side, and then F1 Go just rejoins and unfortunately makes contact with Lamb. I'm not sure. These guys have to be super careful here. This is going to breed an accident, unfortunately. The Haas behind, Yuki Bear is getting all sorts of onboard action here. Just needs to be careful. We've also got Limitless Draco in this battle as well. But Yuki Bear might take up an advantage of this and get both in one go, as did Oscar Piastri Go. He's already got Lamb and he's going to go for F1 Go. Was it a mistake for these guys not pitting on that safety car?
Yeah, I think if you would have went to the hard tire after the safety car, there's a good amount of contact still between the Haas and Red Bull. I think the Williams might have had a little bit of touch and go there. But yeah, I think some of these drivers that pitted in during the safety car and went on the hard tire might be able to actually go in and try to kind of endure for the rest of this race, as it's just more, bumper cars going on here with F1 Go and Yuki. But I mean, right now, Yuki does have the fresher tires. He's got the fresher medium, so he's gonna have more grip going through a Rouge. But it's been very, very tough defense here from Yuki Bear. Oh, this is spicy.
Oh, wow.
Contact between the Williams and the Red Bull, making the other Williams right behind him lose. I think it was an end plate, maybe a bit more, but still, that was very, very dicey for F1 Go there. I'm sure the stewards are gonna have a field day with that one.
Yeah, this is not what we want to see. This is getting very, very aggressive here. And yeah, that will definitely be noted there. That was very aggressive. So we'll have to wait and see what happened with that. Spike's retired, and that's on track. And he's still moving, so he's actually. I think that might be the glitch. Taking control.
Yeah, maybe an AI forced out retirement, but it has just not been the easiest of days here. But I mean, so far we're still getting good racing. We're still getting good wheel-to-wheel action, and yep, We got confirmation from Plugger that it was the AI pulling the retirement, so Spike will not get a penalty for that.
Yeah,
But I mean,
he will get a point, at least. There's absolutely all sorts of drama going on here. All moves going on. There's about 4 wide. A Ferrari, McLaren, and Alpine, and 2 Red Bulls have made it through. There is serious overtakes going on here, Records. Like Mercedes just gets it done, dragging straight onto the one truth, and there's yellows behind. What's going on there? There's an Aston getting drifting, and oh no!
ooh, that's gonna be a safety car. That has to be.
Massive incident down the
Why
back.
did we not?
MJ Rollers lost his wing, and just not what we want to see. It too aggressive on the restart. It's just caused all sorts of drama. And it's unfortunately resulted in a lot of guys with damage, and I'm not sure if they'll want to pit again. Another safety car could benefit some of these guys, but
that might have just caused it. I just saw a Sauber, and yep, there it is, VSC. The Aston Martin got into a both kick Sauber, so that, I mean, yeah. JDI is just, his whole front wing is just non-existent. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's like his front wing resembles the AI skills, aka non-existent. So yeah, that's a VSC, and I think these drivers who didn't pit in.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a little bit too aggressive from some people on that restart, and it has resulted in some absolute terrible moves that. I just wish, let's just keep it out of the Twitch stream and go to Discord and try and enjoy the race. But in some extent, we are trying to give everyone a show here, guys. So just bear with us. Yuki Bear though is pitting. Here we go. So this is interesting. Shifty's also in. Lamb also in. He's going to double stack massively here for Williams. But when does it... Oh, it's a full safety, Rekus. I believe Rekus might have dropped out, which is unfortunate.
No, I'm
Oh,
here.
You're here. Sorry, mate.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm talking about my kiddos, but yeah, it is. My screen was so showing. It still says virtual, but yeah. See, single safety car manifesting in front of us. So, yeah, I think that's perfect. I think that's exactly what was needed. Honestly, there was so much chaos. I'm surprised it was only a VSC to begin with, but yeah, I think definitely that these cars, that chaos that happened between the Saubers and the Aston Martin just made things really difficult, and there's just a lot of bumping around. Some drivers getting a bit too aggressive. I know F1 Go was really having a go at it, trying to make positions. He did get a 3-second time penalty. I think it was for track limits though, so it was one of the in-game limits. Anything else will be handled by the stewards. I'm not a steward, so it's not really my place. We're gonna do our best to report what's happening on track. But yeah, virtual safety, or actually now full safety car. So do you think that these drivers who went onto the hard compound tire are going to be able to make it for the next 13 laps throughout the rest of this race, considering the distance that occurs over a lap for Spa here?
Yeah, I think the hard runner guys will be alright, but I don't know how Shifty's going to go those softs to the end. I would say, have to pit again, but we'll have to wait and see. I just have to let him do his thing. But yeah, these guys in the front will be on the slower tyre, but they should be able to get them to the end. And yeah, this race is about to open up because another safety car will allow everyone to gain that gap up, and we'll have a look at some position changes because a lot's been happening. God, where am I? There we go. Dragon's up 12. That's a huge gain from him, and that's an impressive drive from the Mercedes. Watanabe also up 6, Dale up 8, Hato up 4, and Sam up 7. The biggest losers, unfortunately, are JDI down 10.
Ooh, down. What was that?
Whoa.
So I think there was a bit of because we know that having a few connectivity problems. My perspective, because
I'm not sure what I just saw there. I think a Ferrari.
Yeah, I think the Ferrari just stopped like dead in front of the Alpine, and Alpine just sent it to Narnia.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Can't
we'll,
really rule anything out after how today's gone.
Oscar in control. I think the safety car probably coming in this lap. And Mercedes looking super strong here. P1, P3. One truth squeezed in the middle. Could cause an upset here, but Mercedes could bring home some massive points tonight. And then cement their lead in the overalls even more, which would be awesome for them. They'll be really hoping to bring this home, but there's a lot of guys behind on quick tyres. So we'll have to wait and see. What's your prediction, mate? Who do you think is going to chop through the field on this safety car restart?
I think Shifty is going to go ahead and make some moves. He's on that soft tire, and I mean, you can cook with the soft tire on Spa, man. The soft tires are really good on this track, so I think he'll make up some positions. But you got to find that really thin line of, pushing really hard and making up of positions, and then also not cooking your tires to the point where that grip is just non-existent, where it kind of negates the advantage of having that soft tire. Because we know the soft tire is the quick and easy tire, good for cutting through the pack, but not so good on tire life. I think overall, the safety car goes much longer. I think the mediums will be the strongest tire out of the bunch. But I mean, I think that the hard tire compound is going to be the way to go for maybe later on, but I think it's going to be hard to kind of keep Yuki Bear and Shifty behind them because they're going to be on that quicker tire. I think they'll make up some positions, but I mean, if Oscar keeps driving like he's been driving throughout the entirety of today, then Mercedes are going to be eating good tonight. They're going to have a blast. They're going to reap in so many points. Yeah, it's really tricky to see. I mean, safety cars in this lap. We'll see how the restart goes, but as we've said many times in many streams across several divisions, safety cars breed safety cars.
Yeah, hopefully this last restart we have, made. But yeah, everyone gets a second chance now, and we'll hopefully see some good racing now. Everyone's really close together on pace. Some interesting different strategies here on tyres, and it could really shake things up towards the end. But I'll let you take us away for this restart, mate.
All right, so as it sits right now, Oscar Piastri Goat will be leading us to another restart, and he's not wasting any time. He's just gonna go for it. He's just making a send. Unlike F1 Go earlier, he's not even waiting until the end of the bus stop chicane. He just decided green means go, and he is going right now. The GOAT is having no problem going into turn number 1. Okay, that was a god-awful pun, but that was a very excellent corner. Yeah, so right now, I mean, the gap is already to 1 second, so he's already out of the DRS range of the one truth. The top 4 are on the same tire with the same life expectancy. So, and also the same age. They're all 7 laps old. So, I mean, right now, it also looks like that the medium tire isn't working as good as expected right now because the hard tires are kind of pulling away from these medium and soft runners. But Shifty did go ahead and get a pass onto Jonas. So now he's trying to chase down Yuki Bear, who himself is trying to chase down the Mercedes Dragon, as his last teammate will get a 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Haydo. Tough racing him so far, but Yuki Bear getting side by side with Dragon through the corner. You don't usually see it on, but Watanabe also made a move up into P3 on Dragon. So Dragon's struggling on this restart. JDI gets another penalty. Malum Jones and XD Land going side by side here. And they make contact, and the Ferrari, oh no, goes off track and rejoins and causes chaos there. Could have been a massive accident. I think someone's got damage there with an end plate. It was a very, very, very close call there. Well, hopefully no more safety cars make finish. Dragon's now under some pressure from Shifty. As we know, he's got those soft tyres and he needs to make them work, but I don't know. He's got a lot of work to do to try and get them to the end, because that's a big stint on some soft tyres.
Yeah, Daniel T in chat earlier said that the softs can make it because, I mean, unlike some of the other tracks we've been to so far, this track doesn't chew through tires super aggressively, like say like a Barcelona or even a Miami sometimes. But I think we know Shifty is quick, so he's just gonna find the perfect happy medium uh, pace
Oh my
and
god,
tire
we
life.
got
Because right now
moves
that's gonna
in
be the
every
biggest
single
one.
vision of the camera right now. I can't keep up with it. There is a lot going on. Shifty gets it done on Dragon. Oscar Piastri Goat now chasing down One True for this race lead, and he is on absolute fire tonight. Piastri on an absolute charge on these hard tyres, trying to get away from Yuki and Shifty. Yuki's coming, he's not that far off him now, 1.2, 1.1, he'll be trying to get into that DRS.
Oh,
But,
massive accident in the backfield.
oh
That's a
no.
safety car. That's definitely a safety car. Yeah, I mean, that was XD Lamp got spun around. There's contact with the Williams. There's contact with the Sauber. I think Aston Martin also got spun as well. Yep, radio contact with the
No.
Oh, no. That was bad.
Not sure what happened there, but that is a massive accident. There's another DNF and another safety car. Very unfortunate there. I'm not sure. All I saw at the end was a Williams getting T-boned there. We'll have to wait and see now what these guys do on the hard tyres. Do they all pit again?
At this stage, don't know. Yeah, that's tough. So actually, I'm looking at the race directory just to kind of try to get a better picture because I caught that kind of right as it was happening. So the big incidents to note is that JDI does have a 10-second penalty for that severe collision with XD Lamb, and then also I think this is a bit of an unrelated incident. MJ Rolla has the same penalty for severe collision with Go. So yeah, I think we're going to see a flurry of activity in the pits right now.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Just really unfortunate turn of events really tonight. Unfortunately, there's just been some pretty subpar driving from a division that probably shouldn't be displaying this sort of driving. It's pretty sad to watch, to be honest. But yeah, it's too much. But hopefully that's enough. And we got one more safety car restart. We still got a lot of laps left in this to have some overtakes. But this is just hurting. The Oscar Piastri is pitted now, but there's also some guys that have stayed out. Like One Truth Watanabe still opting to stay out on those hard tyres. Shifty opting to stay out on the soft tyre. So it's just a lot of what do you can say? Things to unfold in this last few pieces of this race, and there's some massive points up for grabs for some of these guys with all the chaos going on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, chaos is like that is putting it lightly. This race has just been cataclysmic, honestly. I mean, we've had basically everything happen under the sun that you could possibly have happen here. We've had disconnects, we've had red flags in qualifying, we've had AI shenanigans, AI overtaking under safety car conditions, because that was something that was actually noted. I believe it was Loom when he was having those lag issues. And then we've seen this is safety car number 3, I think, of this race. Just lots of contact, lots of aggressive racing, unsafe rejoins. Yeah, this is definitely the most chaotic race of Spa I have ever witnessed with my own 2 eyes. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you know what? I'm just gonna say we're probably gonna, as much as it pains me and it hurts my very soul, because I know how talented and how rapid these drivers are. They put on shows, excellent shows week after week. But I think we're probably going to get at least one more safety car after this one wraps up. It's unfortunate, but with how this race is going, I'm expecting one more safety car to happen or one more issue. Hopefully, I'm just using reverse psychology and we have a clean race for the rest of the time, because we know Spa does produce some really excellent racing. But yeah, this one's rough, man.
Yeah, it's just been a handful of issues, mate. Obviously, with some too many incidents and just the connection and audio issues, it's just thrown it all tonight. But we still got some racing to go, and yeah, plenty of things to unfold, mate. Really unfortunate though for some of these guys, for their races being ruined for just silly behaviour. But we will sort it out, and everyone that has to be looked at will be. So we'll work it all out. But predictions into this race, mate. Now, like you've obviously got Watanabe and One Truth on those hard tyres. They would be feeling pretty vulnerable at this stage, I'd feel. A lot of guys behind them on super quick tyres, and this is just going to breed more chaos, unfortunately, which it always does, with some people on faster tyres opposed to someone slower. And yeah, hopefully everyone's got some patience moving into this last stages of this race, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's gonna be tricky strategy wise because I mean I know like you could get these tires to the end, but with so many cars behind you, just on a quicker tire, a fresher and quicker tire, the One Truth and Watanabe certainly have their work cut out for them. It's gonna be tricky, and then also like you mentioned, the chaos that is gonna happen. I mean, come on, y'all. Valentine's Day was 2 days ago. Stop trying to kiss your fellow competitors and giving us safety cars. We need action on this track here today. And I think we're definitely going to get that action. I just hope it doesn't, safety cars, don't breed more safety cars. It's overpopulated at this point. So, yeah, it's going to be really tricky for the One Truth and Watanabe to kind of, keep their positions. But we know they're quick. Watanabe and the One Truth have been showing some really good results throughout the season. But it's, like I said, it's going to be really hard for those drivers behind them basically just, fired up and ready to go. And it will be green flag. Safety car is coming in this lap, so it's gonna be hectic to see how this restart goes.
Yeah, Yuki Bear's going to have to try and use the guys behind him to his advantage and try and break away from the pack a bit. If he has any chance of bringing this home, just due to the sheer pace of the guys behind and on what tyre they're on. So he'll be really trying to push off this restart. Just seeing where he goes. We've seen all different times. We've seen people go really early opposed to really late. Yuki seems to be somewhere in the middle at this stage. Looks like he has gone, but he hasn't caught the One Truth as off guard as the rest of us seen. Still a little bit of a healthy gap. Everyone off in green racing again, so hopefully that's the last time we have to say that. We can get back into some serious racing. Yuki Bear currently in control of this race. One Truth P2 and Watanabe P3. We'll have a look at position changes because everyone's been in different spots this race and serious gainers, and unfortunately some people losing some serious positions this race record. So I think no one could really be sure where they're going to finish in this one.
Yeah, especially with the tire deficit that we're seeing from a few of these drivers. Obviously, the One Truth and Watanabe on older tires, and also tires that aren't as grippy compared to a lot of the cars behind them. I mean, we're seeing some pretty heavy extremes when it comes to like the position changes. I mean, Watanabe up 8, Dale up 9, Dragon up 7, Sam up 7. And it's just, and then you also have some of the people on the opposite side of that coin, F1 Go down 9, JDI down 9. Yeah, it's honestly, I think when we get to that point where we do driver of the day, I think everybody who survives might get that award. But yeah, it's going to be really tricky. And I hope, like you said, I hope that was the last time we have to call a safety car.
Yeah, driver of the day is going to be a tricky one, mate. That's a tough one to think about, but we will have to make that call pretty soon. Actually, pretty much now. But yeah, I mean, you can't shy away from Watanabe. 8 positions up, but there's so many people that you could give this to. I think Watanabe can bring it home in P3, but that would be my pick at the moment for driver of the day. He's had everything thrown at him, had to get through a lot of drama to get to the position he is, but so has everyone. It's just a hard one to pick at this point. But I'm going to go with Watanabe as my pick as the driver of the day.
I do like this suggestion in chat that says Plugger is going to get driver of the day because how many incident reports he's got to deal with, and his notebook also is nominated for driver of the day. I love that.
Oh, we got 3 wide. Everyone gets through, no problems there, but that is very interesting. Some really good racing in between the chaos tonight. We've seen some great moves, in particular Oscar Piastri. Oh no, he got locked. Not sure what happened there.
You actually made me scared momentarily. I thought it was about to be safety car number 4. You can't do that to me, man. Anyways, For my driver of the day, it's gonna be tricky because I mean I'm also kind of in that same boat that Watanabe has basically had everything under the sun thrown at him, but Woodruff has had some pretty good performances, but also if we were taking a look at the big movers, we haven't talked about him a lot, but Dale is up 10 positions. He's also stayed relatively clean outside of all the danger and drama that has been all throughout this race. So, I mean, I think Dale would be a pretty solid pick. One Truth also a very good pick. That is one support or one in chat. Dynasty is saying he would like to report a broken game. I'm sure after tonight, I think we all wish we could do that, mate. But yeah, so just because of how much he's been a very solid mover throughout this grid, despite everything that's happened, I'm gonna say Dale is gonna be my
Oh
driver of the
no.
day. Oh no. Oh, that's in the pits, I think.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah, that's
pits.
in the pits.
We're all good.
Whew.
This is heating up though. Shifty's going to go for the move on on One Truth, sorry, as well as Limitless is going to get it done as well. DRS is so powerful here, but this race is heating up. Shifty's tyres must be starting to hurt. He's doing well. Currently P3. Just seeing here, Oscar now. Wait, whoa, when did Oscar get a penalty? We missed that. He's got a 3-second. That's huge. That will drop him out of the top 3 at this stage. Unless he can build some type of gap. So that's massive from him. Unfortunate result. But if he can build a gap, it's not the end of the world just yet. Dale making up a position, going side by side with F1 Go. Gets it done, I think.
Yeah.
Still side by side. Through the whole middle sector here. These guys giving each other enough room. Oh, just as I said that.
Yeah, so looking back at it, actually, Oscar's had that penalty since lap 13. He got it for track limit, so that's been there for a while.
Yeah, Dale's now falling. Unfortunately, he's going to fall vulnerable to Sam due to that contact with F1 Go. Sam looks like he's going to get the move done. Does have penalties though, so that will fall back, I guess. Just seeing here, Dale's in a good position here because in the sense that the guys ahead have penalties, but he would be frustrated with that and now has to try and work his way back up into the DRS. Moving back up to the top, Shifty's trying to close in that gap, but I'd imagine his tyres would start to be struggling. Oscar trying to break away with the penalty, but Yuki is doing an incredible job here in P1 controlling this race.
Yeah, Shifty moves up into P3. He gets the overtake done on Limitless Draco, and I mean, on that straight just after turn 6, I mean, if you don't have DRS and the guy behind you does, then you're basically just a sitting duck at that point. You may as well basically just be a chicane just for the car to kind of swing around, just because DRS is so strong on this track, and you got really good DRS zones to kind of make the most of. But yeah, I think yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one to call. But yeah, I think if Yuki keeps it clean, I think he's got this race bagged, just because Oscar is just not pulling away enough to kind of try to make that stick.
Yeah, you never know. He might be able to get the penalty removed amongst the chaos. You never know, but Limitless Draco now would sense that Shifty's tyres will be dropping off, and he will be trying to take advantage of that. Shifty could be in some trouble here. These 3 laps left, these tyres will be hurting. He's done for 9 laps on softs. We've seen guys pit earlier than that. So we could see here a massive effort from Shifty to try and bring this home, but anyone could get this last podium position at this stage, and obviously probably a P2 too with Oscar's penalty. It's anyone's goal.
Indeed.
Yuki's in control at the moment. One Truth and F1 Go going side by side, wheel tapping. A little bit too much of that tonight, unfortunately, and they're going to try and go side by side.
Oh.
Rouge, they back out of that, which is a good call. The Alpine will try and get the move done now on the Red Bull. No problems there with DRS. Watanabe unfortunately falling out of the order, so it just hasn't gone to plan in this final stages. He was doing so well before, and unfortunately,
Oh, that's the one truth I think got spun around there. Yeah, he's off in the gravel. That's his race, kind of in the mud. It's too late in the race, thankfully, for a safety car to be called out. So we're still going to be green flag racing. He is going to go ahead and get back on track. But yeah, that's one truth's race, just kind of going down the gutter within the last 3 laps of this race. But it's getting very dicey towards that front. Looks like quite a few cars going 2 and 3 wide on some corners, getting very tricky through some of these chicanes. These drivers have got to be careful, especially like Watanabe, who's trying his hardest to keep Dale behind. But man, those tires are basically charcoal at this point.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. He will struggle now. He has fallen out of DRS just, I think, of Limitless. There's moves going on everywhere still to the final stages of this race. I don't know what to expect anymore, mate. Dale also on a charge. Still could make up some massive points here. McLaren could secure some great points. Dragon didn't exactly go to plan for Mercedes, but Oscar still in a great position at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to drop down to maybe P4 at the worst, I think. Because, I mean, Sem is behind him. He's got a penalty, though. He's also made up quite a few positions himself. Started at the very back of the grid because of the quali ban and made it up to P5, which is pretty good. But, I mean, I think that penalty is going to drop him a bit. Unless, you know, I'm just not even going to say it because I don't want to jinx these two drivers. But, yeah, something would have to happen with Dale and Watanabe. But Dale just made that overtake look easy.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's a lot of moves going on down at the bottom here with Hato and F1 Go. Just riding on a board or chucking a pens for you. There you go, mate. Absolute chaos in the final stages of this race. 2 laps remaining. Everyone just needs to bring it home. F1 Go is a massive moment. His tyres are absolutely cooked. There's a yellow flag. Looks like whiff. Someone in front.
Sem's off in the gravel. Ooh, that was a dicey rejoin. Ooh, that could have been bad. The Sauber just not getting up to pace quick enough. Oh, it is terrifying to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, I will let you take us away with the final lap. I'm not sure what battle to ride on board with. Probably this one here, unfortunately. CC.
This massive battle here, this absolute war.
As we start.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, right now, it's a big battle. I mean, everybody here's got some kind of penalty in this little kerfuffle we have going on here. Them having the worst, he's got 6 seconds worth of pen. That has to go to everybody else with 3 seconds of penalty, so I think Sem will definitely drop out of this battle pretty quickly, but I think everybody else is just going to go and stay put. I think Whippetith is actually going to jump up positions just because he's right behind Dragon. That might be something to kind of keep. No, there's a big accident there. That is absolutely massive. F1 Go is out of the session, and it's too late in the race to call a safety car, but that one, that's rough. Another massive incident here. Just I mean, it's too late in the race. Sem is actually also out of this race. So that is him done and dusted as well. So One Truth is going to go ahead and climb up a few positions, making a recovery drive by proxy. But yeah, I mean, this race has just been chaos from start to finish.
Yeah, well, MJ Roller looks like he might have something to say with Watanabe's 17-lap old hards. He wants that P6 to get that extra point for McLaren, and he might get it done here, burning that ERS down to the last few corners. And Watanabe doesn't fight. It's still a solid position for him, considering everything that's happened in this race. And Yuki Bear takes away the win. P1, Oscar will drop down, I believe. No, he secures P2, so solid effort from him.
Yeah, he definitely benefited from some of that chaos that happened behind him. But yep, Yuki Bear kept his nose clean, got the race win. He takes P1 here after what was probably the most chaotic race in Rush history. I mean, at least for Division 2. I mean, I knew there was chaos that happened last race, but this one was just on a different level. So I think there's one more order of business we have, and that is to decide our driver of the day. Who do you got?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I have to probably say one of the top three to bring this home. I mean, Yuki had to get through some crazy things, but I don't know, mate. I'm just going to chuck out there and say I would love to say Shifty, but it is my driver, and you know what? I'm just going to say Shifty. I don't mind if I get called
Yeah, I
bias. I
mean,
think,
that's
but yeah,
I was gonna say that's pretty agreeable. I mean, with all the stuff that's been thrown at this Williams squad, he did make it. He did make it through basically unscathed. So I think overall, yeah, I think he did pretty good.
yeah,
So yeah, I can agree with. And even some people in chat are saying Shifty also deserves driver of the day. So you know what, we can give him that one. But yeah, that was a hectic race, man. Like,
see if we can get these
you
guys
know,
in the comments box as quick as possible. This has been a long one, and
yeah, I know, and you also did a double, so
yeah, we got Yuki, Oscar, and Limitless. If you guys hear me, you could jump in the comments box as quick as possible. We'll get some interviews and have a chat about. I don't know what that was, but it ended up being a decent race for some of these guys, getting some massive points for their team. So, and all in the end, they'll be happy with that. But interesting here because this will shake up the championship a bit. A few guys out, DNF'd will cause some upset in the points. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the penalties. There will be a bit of drama, I'd say, after this one, but yeah, so a few guys may make up some positions later on after the final result. See who has jumped in.
that would be the race winner of Yuki.
Okay, see if we can get.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start us off real quick. We'll let your voice recover a bit, Mr. Dito. But anyways, all right, Yuki. That was one of the races of all time. Congrats on your big win. What was going through your mind when you saw yet a third safety car come through?
Jesus, we had three. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of lost track of it. That was 1 point after probably the second one. No, I saw. I was staying out. I was on 5 lap mediums at the time, so yeah, no, I was never pitting. And yeah, I was. Some people pit. I think I started. I got into first, and then that was kind of it. just, just, yeah, just kind of put in some. Put in. I knew if I put in some good laps, I'd have a good chance of breaking away because there was some old hard runners, and yeah, it's not half bad.
Yeah. So, do you think the next round at Portimao is going to be equally as chaotic, or are you hoping not?
I hope not, because that was, from what I heard, it was pretty entertaining. I wasn't involved in it, thankfully.
Yeah,
But
you did really good on keeping your nose clean from all that stuff. I mean, there was issues on our end, issues on the driver's end. It was just the most chaotic race I have ever witnessed, and I'm sure it's probably one of the craziest races you've also taken part of.
thankfully, I wasn't anywhere near the chaos. A little bit here and there, but nothing crazy. So, um, I just knew who was a bit of a bit scared of race and who isn't. So that's kind of what I went off. And didn't really want to get anywhere near anybody. I wanted to keep my beautiful Haas as far away as I could.
And it paid off for you because you got a race win, a very well-deserved race win, I might add. But yeah, congratulations, and I will pass you over to Dido.
Yuki Bear made a solid drive, another win. I believe I spoke to you last week as well.
Yep, 2 in a row.
Yep,
Even though that one I was off penalties. So
yeah, so a solid drive, mate, and obviously did well to avoid the chaos. I mean, there's not really much else to say. It was an unfortunate race to see. There was a bit too much, but
yeah,
but yeah, you know, it's always always a few certain people that can somehow navigate themselves through that, and there's no taking away from the guys that did that, and obviously taking home a race win in a race like that is a little bit extra. So yeah, well done, and there's not much else more to say to that. Other than well done, and obviously huge effort to leading the championship now, and that's a massive solid gain again. And I'd say, due to the chaos of what happened tonight, the guys behind, this will help your sort of championship battle. And I mean, I guess that would be a question I could ask, just on terms of how you think you started to the season, how you believe your team started, and I guess that'd be my only question for you.
Oh, the first little bit was first race was not great. I think I got a bit of not a poor start, but not a great start. And then yeah, Vegas was pretty poor because I got stuck behind someone who'd left under safety car and nearly got lapped. But the last two races have been pretty damn good. I can't lie.
Yeah, they have, mate.
Two,
I mean, there's not really a better position to finish in. So, yeah, hats
no,
off, mate.
I don't think you can get much better, can you?
Unless you're the safety car, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see. But
Oh, driver of the day and fastest lap would have helped.
yeah.
And we could have called it
mate.
perfect.
You need the full trifecta. But yeah, hats off from me and Rekus, and obviously well done for avoiding the chaos. And I believe you're the only one in the comms box. So all glory to you anyway for the interviews, and we'll probably wrap that up. I'm absolutely done, and I'm ready to go sort out
Grace.
what has happened tonight. And yeah, we will chat again, I'm sure, man. But yeah, congrats on being in this position twice in a row. It's a massive effort.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, that's it from us, guys. We'll wrap that up. We can't get P2 and P3 in, unfortunately, but congratulations to them. And same thing I'd say to Yuki. You know, getting through that drama is always a massive tick in my book. And I think Shifty may have got driver of the day. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's it from me, mate. Unless you have anything to say. Oh, he might be gone. Alright, well, before we go, I'll just thank our sponsors one more time. AI369, of course, our main sponsor, Simlab, Pagny, and S Nation. And thank you, everyone, for sticking by us tonight. It was a pretty chaotic one. We had red flags.
Mike, you're absolutely, it straight up died again, so.
Oh, yep.
Who knows?
Okay. I can hear you now, but yeah, just wrapping up anyway,
Yeah, I'm
mate.
on my phone now because it did that really loud screeching noise, so glad it didn't come on stream.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything, but yeah, mate, all good on our end, and thank you everyone again for sticking by, and we will be back tomorrow, and yeah, don't go anywhere, but that's it from us tonight, and yeah, we'll see you all again.